In the world of basketball, only 10% of players are left-handed. Yet one man rose to the top of the NBA with a weapon few could stop: his left hand. Some people would say Manu Ginobili, but Ginobili wasn't as unstoppable as James Harden was. James Harden's step back was unstoppable. I mean, his incredible scoring runs and jaw-dropping passing didn't just outplay defenders, bro. He was redefining how the game was played. He made the game look easy. From his early days in the league to his MVP season and beyond, Harden's left hand made defenders look crazy. This is the story of how James Harden destroyed the NBA only using one hand and rewrote the rules of the game. At Arizona State University, he became known as one of the most versatile scorers in the country. His left-handed crossovers and drives, combined with his ability to shoot from deep, made him nearly impossible to guard. His step back wasn't in effect then. Back in these days, Harden didn't perfect the step back yet. But by his sophomore season, Harden was a consensus All-American and a Pac-10 Player of the Year. Harden averaged 20 points that year, and Arizona State lost in the second round to Syracuse. After that, Harden was declared for the 2009 NBA draft, and he was selected 3rd overall by the Oklahoma City Thunder. While many expected him to be a solid contributor, few could predict the dominance that was about to be on display. Oklahoma City, Harden started as a 6-man, coming off the bench to provide instant offense. His unique ability to score with his left hand in a variety of ways made him a nightmare matchup for opposing teams. His craftiness and combined with his elite basketball IQ helped the Thunder become one of the most exciting young teams in the NBA. But in James Harden's first year, it wasn't his best. He only averaged 9.9 points and followed that up his second year with 12.2. James Harden was a part of a team that was looking to become a real dynasty. And during the 2011-2012 season, James Harden would average his most points, averaging 16.8 points a game, also contributing 3.7 assists. During the season where he won $6 million a year and averaged 16 points, he scored in double figures in all but 4 of his appearances during the season. He scored a season-high 40 points against the Phoenix Suns on 2012, becoming the first NBA player in a reserve role to score 40 points since Dallas guard Barbosa. During the 2012 playoffs, Harden's left-handed brilliance was on full display. In the Western Conference Finals against San Antonio Spurs, Harden hit a clutch shot and created plays that helped the Thunder secure their first finals appearance. Although they fell short of the Miami Heat, Harden's potential was undeniable. But the news that shocked everybody: in the offseason, the Thunder made a shocking decision. They traded James Harden to the Houston Rockets. The move gave Harden the opportunity to prove he could be the face of a franchise. He didn't disappoint. In Houston, James Harden became a superstar. From his very first game with the Rockets, where he dropped 37 points and 12 assists, it was clear that he was ready to take the league by storm. Harden's game revolved around his left hand, and nobody could stop it. I mean, from Euro steps to step backs to driving left hand floater. When he got to Houston, James Harden looked like the best player in the NBA. Harden's left hand step back looked like the most unstoppable move in the NBA for a 3-year span. I mean, it was ridiculous. Everybody knew he was going with the ball, but nobody could stop the move or stop the shot from going in. James Harden was making the NBA look easy. But Harden's left-hand dominance wasn't just about his scoring. His ability to drive left made him one of the best finishers at the rim. I mean, his step-back three-pointer became one of the most iconic moves in NBA history. But he caught a couple bodies, though. That dunk on Draymond Green, I mean, he caught a couple bodies. But even though he could catch a body, that step-back was crazy, bro. Even when defenders knew it was coming, they could not stop it. They just couldn't stop it. They could not stop the move so much. He had old heads from they used to play in the NBA back in the day complaining that he was forcing fouls. But Harden also revolutionized the auto drawing foul. I mean, using his left hand to hook defenders and force contact, he became one of the league leaders in free throw attempts for several seasons. While some criticized his style, there was no denying his effectiveness.
Kenya, if you're a contender this season, what value will James Harden bring to your team?
I don't think he brings value to a team that's contending, because the way he has to play the game to be effective, he needs the ball in his hand. So now if you're a contending team, you already have pieces in place. If you trade for him, you got to give something up that you've already relying on. Are you willing to blow your team up, so to speak? You fighting for something. But James Harden, you don't know what James Harden you're going to get.
Harden used that move a lot, where he would drive in the lane and swing his arms to draw the foul. Nowadays, they're not calling it. They changed the rule, but back then, Harden dominated the league doing that. He used to shoot at least like 8 to 10 free throws a game just off that one move. He was dominating the league, but a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people definitely didn't like it. And in 2018, Harden would solidify his dominance. Harden reached the pinnacle of his individual success. Winning the NBA MVP award that season, he averaged 30.4 points per game, leading the Rockets to the best record in the league. His left hand was the driving force behind his historic season. I mean, everybody knew he was going left. Everybody knew he was about to do a step back left hand. Everybody knew he was going to be the Euro back left, but nobody could stop it. It was crazy. He made the NBA look crazy. And that wasn't all. After he had his best individual season of all time, the following season he would go on to average 36 points per game. During this season, James Harden looked like Michael Jordan, literally. He looked like he could not be stopped. The Beard wasn't just scoring, he was dominating, averaging an unbelievable 36.1 points per game. Harden led the league in scoring, making it one of the most iconic offensive seasons in NBA history. This was the season where James Harden redefined the art of scoring. His signature step back three became the move in the league, frustrating defenders and sending fans in frenzies. And on January 23, 2019, Madison Square Garden, the basketball mecca, on this night, Harden lit up the Garden with 61 points, tying Kobe Bryant for the most points ever scored by a visiting player in the Garden. He was unstoppable, hitting deep threes, slicing through defenders, showing why he was a walking bucket. But Harden's season wasn't just about numbers, it was about moments. Remember this? The crossover heard around the world? Y'all already know about this crossover. Wesley Johnson didn't just get crossed. Harden made sure he stared him down before casually draining a three. It wasn't just a highlight, it was a viral sensation. From NBA fans to celebrities, everyone was talking about this moment. This crossover instantly cemented Harden as one of the most feared one-on-one players in the league. And during this season, Harden embarked on an insane streak, scoring 30 or more points in 32 straight games. The only player with a longer streak is Wilt Chamberlain. Harden had become a modern-day scoring machine, keeping the Houston Rockets afloat despite injuries to key players. It didn't matter though who was in front of him. Double teams, traps, zone defenses, Harden still found a way to get buckets. I mean, that left hand step back was unguardable. And Harden also made history with multiple 60-point triple-doubles. This is a feat that no other player had accomplished. His left-handed dribbling and his ability to create shots made him one of the most efficient scorers in league history and the most dominant. He looked like one of the best scorers of all time, and he solidified it during this 36 points per game year. But some people would say James Harden do use his right sometimes. But I searched the internet for hours, and I only found about 1 to 3 videos, and I mean, that's not really, I mean, come on. He looked like he was doing it awkward, like he even liked shooting the right hand. But I found a couple of videos of him laying the ball up with his right hand. You would never find a video of him shooting with his right or laying up with his right or floaters with his right hand. He literally shot most of his shots left-handed. He did not use his other hand. Where most players in the NBA that's right-handed, they use their left to finish with the left side or the floater. James Harden was not using that right hand. He didn't have to. The game was too easy for James Harden. So James Harden, he just took what everybody gave him. He didn't have to do all the stuff everybody else did. He had to dribble 100 times like Kyrie. He literally did one move every time. Step back three and it worked. And he made the defenders look silly. Off that one move, James Harden probably would go down in NBA history as one of the best scorers of all time. James Harden's left-hand dominance has left a lasting impact on the NBA. I mean, his style of play inspired a new generation of players to embrace creativity and skill over raw athleticism. Harden's ability to manipulate defenses with his left hand and score at will would change how the game is played. I mean, look at Luka. I mean, Luka is the greatest example of this. Luka's step back is crazy, but bro, everybody was watching James Harden back in the day kill people with that step back. Now, Luka doing it? I mean, Jason Tatum got a little side step back, but it ain't like James Harden. I think Luka got the best version of James Harden's step back, and it's working. I mean, step back 3-game winners for Luka. I mean, hey, James Harden created a wave. And even as his career continues, Harden's legacy is secure. Few players in NBA history have been as unique and unstoppable as James Harden. With his left hand leading the way, he didn't just outplay defenders, he redefined what it means to be a superstar. James Harden would easily go down as one of the top 5 best scorers of all time. Easily the best left-handed scorer in NBA history. I mean, people gonna bring up Ginobili, but Ginobili ain't never averaged 36 points per game. Ginobili stayed a 6-man with the Spurs. So I understand that. But James Harden, he was actually an MVP of the league. So he probably was the best left-handed player, hands down, unarguable. But even though James Harden dominated the league so much with his one hand, his impact on the NBA is far from one-sided. From his days as a six-man to becoming one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history, Harden's brilliance has captivated fans and co-founded opponents. And through it all, that left hand has been the symbol of his greatness. A weapon nobody can stop. Or that step back. That step back is insane. I could have just did a video on just his step back alone. Nobody could stop the step back. I mean, nobody could stop James Harden's step back. His step back was ridiculous. I mean, oh my goodness. But look, man, this is the story of the left-handed god who outplays everybody in the NBA using only one hand, man. James Harden, the only person that can do that, man. But look, man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. If y'all like videos like this, man, y'all like NBA stories like this, man, let me know in the comments. Let me know what I can improve on during this stuff, man. And I'm gonna see y'all next, man. No cap.